Welcome to Piano Video Lessons Year 1, Unit 6. This is the final lesson of Unit 6, and today we're going to be learning to play Fur Elise. This is the really fun piece by Beethoven that everyone always wants to learn, and it's in 3/8 time. So if you haven't watched video number 15, you should go back and check that out. This piece is written in A minor, and we've already learned about A minor as well. You can click the info card to come on over to PianoVideoLessons.com, where you can find links to the ebook and all of the other free video lessons. In this lesson, you'll find the sheet music for Fur Elise and also a practice strategy page to help you on your way when learning this piece. Today's free video is sponsored by my patrons at Patreon. You can click the info card to find out more or to become a sponsor. Let's get started. So we know everything we need to know in order to learn to play Fur Elise. In lesson number 15, we learned about 3/8 time. So we've got that covered. If not, you can go back to lesson 15 and check it out. If you were working on a Pachelbel canon, how did that go? Oh my gosh, that was a long and hard piece, wasn't it? This one looks long and hard, but it's a lot easier than the Pachelbel canon, and a lot shorter. All right, so let's have a look here. The practice notes, it mentions that the piece is in rounded binary form, which basically means there are two sections, the A section and the B section, and that the A section comes back around again at the end. And so now let's have a look at the rhythm, and then we'll look at the left hand. It's a nice little short group of practice sections here. See how much easier this is going to be? All right, so let's have a look then. We're going to first look at the sections of the piece. So this is the A section right up here. This entire first page is section A. And then we're going to have the B section. And then we're going to have it return back to the A section, starting down here. So that's the basic outline of the piece. So there are just two sections, A and B. Nice. Oh, that's a relief. And then we can see here that section A has a repeat sign at the end. So the first time we play it, we're going to repeat. And then we're going to come through and hop over to the second section and play through to the end. And then we're going to just quickly have a look at the rhythm. So we said that this is in 3/8 time, and it's placed here at the beginning of the piece. And it also has a dynamic marking here. It tells you to play pianissimo, which is very softly. 2 P's, increase the amount of piano that you're playing, the amount of quietness. So it's very quietly. So let's jump into the first full measure of the piece. We'll talk about this one in just a second. But we're going to start counting at 1. And you can see this is a nice measure with exactly 6 notes in it. And we're just going to count 3 beats subdivided in half. So we're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and. And then here in the next measure, we're going to have 1. That's the full beat right there. That's the 8th note. And then we're going to start beat number 2 here on the 16th rest. So that's going to be these 2 in the left hand for the first beat. And all of this is happening on beat number 2 right here. And then we'll take the second half of beat 2 for this other 16th note. And we can tell this is a 16th note because somewhere on the flag there are 2 lines coming out from that note. Might start to look like it's an 8th note because it's connected to an 8th note, but it's got 2 beams, 2 flags that turn into beams coming across the top. And then we just have these 2 guys left right here for beat 3 and. And now let's go into this next measure, and the rhythm is the same, but let's pay extra attention now to looking at both hands at the same time. So we're going to have 1, and then this one, this right hand has an 8th note, so that's the full beat, but the left hand starts with a 16th note. So the second note in the left hand is the second half of the first beat. So here we have 1 and. So now we start beat 2 on the very next note. And it's going to line up with this right hand rest, just like it did in the first, in this measure. So here we have 2, and now because these are 16ths, we have to place our and to know when to play the next note. And then we have 2, so this lines up 16th down here, 16th up here. And then this is an 8th, so this is going to be a full beat all by itself. So here's beat number 3. And while the left hand is resting for a full beat, the right hand is going to be playing 3 and. So if you look through the music, you're going to see this rhythm here appears frequently. And you're going to see this rhythm that we've just worked out these 2 times appears frequently. So 8th, rest, 16th, 16th. And those 8th, rest, 16th, 8, rest, 16th. And then this holds for these 3 notes. Now, looking back to the beginning, we see that we have just 2 notes at the end of this measure, and that's called a pickup or an anacrusis, or pick up, anacrusis, or an upbeat. And when we get to a bar line, we always start over again at 1, but we always finish with 3 and. So every time we've just approached the bar line, we're approaching with 3 and. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to approach with 3 and, because we're just about to start counting at 1 again, and that's the pattern. So we're just backing up into the pattern a little bit. Okay, so that's the counting for the A section. The B section has very similar rhythms, except that there's no rest here. Instead, we're just going to hold that note through without lifting off. So this is the same thing. Now we're back in here and a little extra rest. So we'll talk about that a bit more in the B section, but it is very similar. So now let's go ahead and work out playing just the left hand. So looking at the left hand here, we have A with finger 5, and it's going to be that 1-5-8 pattern that we've played very often. We played it in Unit 5 with chords. We played it in our improvisation leading into playing Pachelbel Canon in lesson number 13, and we played it in the Pachelbel Canon. So here we have it in Fur Elise. You're going to see this all over music. It happens everywhere. So it's basically just an octave with a fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 placed in the middle. So it's like a triad with a note missing, just to give it a nice rhythmic flow. So we see it here, and we see it here, same thing, A, E, A, and we see it here, A, E, A, and we see it here, A, E, A. Easy peasy. Okay, so that happens 4 times. In between, though, we do have to move and play this other grouping. So what we have here is E, E, and this is coming from an E major triad, E, G sharp, B, and we're going to have E, E, and we're going to cross over with our 2, E, E, crossover to G sharp. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So going from this one, A, E, A, move, E, E, G sharp, then back to the first one. And then you have a measure of silence. So in 3/8 time, a full measure of silence. In any time signature, a full measure of silence is always a whole rest. Here we go, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. 1 and 2, repeat it, rest, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and cross and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I played this actual next part as the lead in. All right, so now take a break and practice just the left hand. Pause the video and go ahead and practice that. Now, coming back to look at the right hand. We'll just make a quick check mark here that we have practiced the left hand for section A. And here we go. We're going to place our 5 on E, and the very next note we need is D sharp. Now, you might wonder why there are these notes, white keys, black keys that there are, but you'll see at the very beginning here that it's in the key of either C major or A minor, and if we look at the very end of the piece, we get our answer. It's in A minor, plus there's a bunch of sharps in here, and C major usually very rarely has that many sharps. So we're in the key of A minor, and we've learned a few different versions of A minor. We've learned the natural form, the harmonic form, we've learned the Hungarian minor form. All right, so we're going to start off here with 5, 4, and then we have it again, 5, 4, and then we have 5, and then B, skip, C, A. So there's that. Da, da, da. That's that. Everybody recognizes that instantly as Fur Elise. And when we get to this A, that's when the left hand comes in. So here we go. 1, starting on 3. On 3, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. You could break that down just into fingers. 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 2, 4, 3, 1. Practice that fingering. 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 2, 4, 3, 1. And that all fits just in your hand position. There's no moving here, no reaching, just nice and easy. The next part, we're going to move our 1 down to C, and we're going to open slightly here. So we're going to just play a skip, but using fingers 1 and 2. And then we're going to reach a little further here with our 4, opening up one note again to get all the way to A, and then we'll play B. So we have 1, 2, and then reaching all the way, 1, 2, A, B. And then we're going to have an E major triad, but we're going to play it with fingers 1, 2, and 3 so that we can get higher with this 4. 1, 2, 3, C. So here's E major, E, G sharp, B, and then C. Then we have just one E, and then we play the same motive from the beginning. And this is identical again. 1, reach your 2, reach your 4, B, and then this is a different ending. So we have thumb on D, and then we're going to put our 5 up here to C, then down and down. So coming back from here, I'll play the whole right hand. Ready, go. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'd be ready to go on the next page after repeating. Okay, so that's the right hand. Go ahead and practice just the right hand till you can easily play that with all the reaches and the correct fingering. And then come on back and we'll do it hands together. All right, so hands together, we're going to have 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. And then when we get to the end of that, the left hand takes a turn on 1 and 2, and then the right hand finishes, and 3 and. So really the left hand only just played while the right hand was holding a longer note and waiting here. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Same thing here. We're getting ready and jumping down. 1, 2, 3. So use your countdown method here. If this leap is giving you a pause in that section, you would just play straight from here. So you'd be finishing on finger 1 on A. So you play this. 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, ready? And then you would do it again. 4, 3, 2, ready? You get the idea. So right here is a good place to work on your countdown method until you close the gap and you're not thinking or having problems setting up for those notes. So let's go ahead and play from here. 5 on B. Then we have that E triad opening, and then we're going to have 4 on C. So 4 on C with left hand, playing that A octave with a 5th. And then it's the same thing. And play together on 1, 2. Play together on 1, 2. And finish. And then it repeats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You always play both hands on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Both hands on 1. Now we'd be on the next page. All right, so practice the A section with both hands together until you can play it steadily and smoothly while you count. And then we'll work on the B section. So here in the B section, let's look at the left hand. We're going to start off with that A, E, A pattern that we've been playing in section A, and then we're going to move over to C and have that same reach and feeling. Different sound. Then we're going to go down to G, and we'll do one of those crossovers, similar to when we did it over here with E major, but now we're doing it with G major. Then we're back to this A, and then this is kind of a fun thing, all right? So this is an E, and an E, and an E, and then a 5 on E, and then a crazy thing happens.
So we've played low E, we've played bass E with our same finger, then we've played middle E, then we're going to switch to our same with did I say same finger? Yeah. So then we're going to switch to our 5 on E here, and then we're going to go up into treble clef with the left hand. I told you in our very first lesson on clefs that the left hand usually plays in the bass clef. Well, here it's not. Here it's going to play a treble clef note, and it's going to play this high E way up here. So here's middle C, and here's treble E. All right, so let's do that again. We have low E, bass E, middle E again, and then treble E. Now, while I'm up here, I'm going to use my 3, 2 on the D sharp E. Rest, rest, 3, 2, rest, rest. And then the right hand takes over, but here's that sneaky bass clef, letting us know that on the next line we're back to normal, and we're back to the A section, in fact. So we're back into familiar music. So let's run through that one more time. We have the A octave pattern with a fifth, the C octave pattern with a fifth. We have a G crossover. Then we have an A, and then we have this fun 5, 5, 1, 5, 1, and then 3, 2, rest, rest, 3, 2, get ready, move back down to the position where you would play in the A section. All right, so go ahead and practice the left hand for the B section. So we have all of the A section done, and now we're working on the B section. Ba-dum-bum. Okay, so now the right hand for the B section. We've just finished playing the ending here, ending up with this A. Second repeat takes us onto page 2 here. So now we're just going to move our 1 and place it on B. And then we're going to move our 1 down to G, but we're going to reach right up to F here. And so this is just 1, 2, 3, 4 series of neighbors. And then we have G reach to F and then walk down. So this little pattern, G, F, walk down, is a distance of a 7th, because here's an octave. G to G is an octave, an 8th, closing in 1 to a 7th. G, F, walk down. Now we're going to move to F and do a 7th, walk down. And then, so that's F, a 7th to E, walk down. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to move to E and play a 7th, walk down. So composers just love to give us patterns, and this pattern repeats 3 times, starting first on G, then on F, and then on E. And so here in A minor, we're not worrying about any key signature sharps or flats. So G, F, walk down, and then F, E, walk down, and then E, walk down. And then we have a little rest, and then we have E, E, rest. And then we're going to hop up, and we're going to play this E, and then using our ledger line knowledge, ACE, we see that this is also an E. And then we're going to come back to this 2, 3. Those are the notes from the beginning of the piece, and then we're going to switch it to 4, 5. So D sharp E, rest, rest, 4, 5, 4, and then we're back on the A section. So that is the entire right hand. It should sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and A section. All right, so practice your right hand alone until you're comfortable over the notes with the fingerings and you're keeping it in time without stopping. It might be hard to count it because it's not laying in together with the left hand. Do your best with that, and then we're going to go ahead and play it hands together. So now we've got the B section, left hand and right hand, and now I need you to practice that and come on back, and we'll do it hands together in section B. So the B section, the A section finishes here, coming down. And the B section kind of really sort of begins right here on this B note. So here we're going to play that B going up, B up, up, and then the C octave group in the left. So that plays on beat 1. We have up, up, and then both. And then the right finishes with that 7th reach, and then both play on that last note coming down. We play the left hand on G.
So you may need to do a countdown right here because the left hand is moving. The good news is the right hand doesn't have to go anywhere, unlike this first one where you kind of, well, actually, no, that one's not so bad either. Okay, never mind me. So here we have 1 up a 7th, down, down. So G up a 7th, and then we have this part here. So we have G up a 7th, and then both cross up, and then we do the next pattern. Start the first 3 notes, and then both, and this is just your A pattern, and then E up a 7th, and then both. And this is the fun one. E, E, E. This is the same note. Then this hand comes right over and takes those 2 notes, and then this hand finishes it. And then we start in with left hand, and that was these 2. Then we're up here, right hand, right hand, and then we're on to A. That's so fun. You're going to love that. Okay, so let's break it down a little further. We're going to start here on the B, going up, and C pattern in the left. Then coming down, and G crossover pattern in the left. And then A pattern in the left. And here's that fun part. E, and then up a 7th. And now here we have it. Left goes to E, plays middle E, right plays middle E, reaches the octave. Left plays those 2 notes. And then the right finishes with an E octave. And then left comes in for those 2, right for those 2, left again. Then right hand's going to set up the fingerings that we use normally to start in the A section. All right, there it is. So the challenge in the first half of the B section is lining up those notes on B1 and line them up on 1. And line them up on 1, and line them up on E, 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 E. Same notes, reach up, left, takes them right, takes them left, takes them, set it up for A. And then we have the A section. And this just finishes the piece. And we end with an octave A way down here. All right, so that's the entire Fur Elise. Go ahead and practice putting the B section hands together, and then you can just play it all through. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you're keeping track of your progress on your progress sheet. Feel free to drop me a note at pianovideolessons@gmail.com. And if you loved this lesson, maybe you'd like to become a sponsor. Click the info card to find out about Patreon sponsorship. In our next unit, we're going to be focusing in on technical skills. We're going to be digging in on arpeggios and triads and chords and scales and getting really deeper into coordination in the keys. We'll probably learn some pedaling technique as well because these pieces seem to need it. So here I'm just going to play Fur Elise, and I hope to see you in future lessons.